We are starting soon. Forgot to unmute Carl. Welcome back to another episode of the Album Book Club. I'm so excited to have you guys back. This week we are checking out You're Making Me Feel Like This by Terrell Fields. Can you hit my headphones a little?
Up or down?
Up. Yeah, so this album, sorry, I am vaguely unprepared for this.
He's discombobulated.
I really am. It's been a long day. Carl and I were just writing some music. It's been a
small flex.
Just a small flex, right?
Yeah, just to subtly flex on you guys.
Probably show the other camera.
Oh yeah, we're here too.
I'm not muted. Hello.
yeah, I did unmute him. So this is a classified as hip hop rap album. It's more of a compilation or mixtape that came out in 2024. And Terrell Fields, I said that right. I'm stupid. Terrell Fields is an American artist, and creative director. I would say he's more so on that artist side. If anything, he's predominantly per social media a DJ, and that is awesome. His real name is Miles Davis. Makes sense why he goes by his stage name. He was a professional modeling and booking agent. No, he was a professional model. Oh my gosh, he is a very handsome man. Yeah. Yeah, and he kind of started out modeling and then moved to music and just kind of hit it off with 1,000 to 2,000, grew that proper way. And over on Instagram, he's got about 3,000 followers, and that's actually where we got this recommendation. He sent us a DM and said we should check out his music, and we are definitely obliged to do as such. Carl, I'll hand you your phone back. Thank you much,
It's
brother.
possibly the fastest turnaround on somebody asking us to make a video and it actually happening.
I'll give you one other, and it was literally just because we had to, and it was Valley. That was same morning.
That's different.
Or same
we
day,
asked
yeah.
for that one.
That was true.
No, this is somebody asked us
Someone
to
asked
do
us,
something,
yeah.
and we did it. The only one that is maybe closer was Hades from
Hades,
2
yeah.
weeks ago, but
Yeah, I did forget we did ask for Nat. All right, so we will go ahead and hop right into our top three here. I have Squad, Involved, and Come Hard.
I had Come Hard, Steppers, and Human.
Sorry, I had Human, Woe, and No Way.
I had Human, In the Club, and Squad. And when we get a second, I'm going to go zoom their camera in a little bit.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Oh no, can you see my legs? Oh Lord.
Oh wow,
You see mine?
you can see a lot.
Yeah. All right, so we'll hop right into our bottom track, and I have In the Club.
I also have In the Club.
Why I was laughing is I have Squad. I think that was on everyone else's top three.
Oh, I'm
Not mine.
Okay.
I had Bumpin'.
I do feel this will be a very divisive episode.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that tends to happen most when you have mixtapes versus albums or kind of compilations. I know when we did shouts out to season 1 here, back on the Cherry Poppin' Daddies Zootsuit Ryan, when we first checked that out, that was a very divisive episode because it was just
Yeah.
kind of the greatest hits.
Yeah, that was a really fun episode too. Love bringing that to you guys.
I absolutely love that album.
It's great.
Yep.
It's
Well, it's a
very
compilation, but
So it's very unfortunate that Carl wasn't there for that episode,
Mhm.
but was there for the interview. We laid that seed real quick for him to be a part of this. We're like, hey, buddy, come here. All right, now that Connor's back, we'll hop right into track 1, Come Hard. Someone else please start the score.
a 7.
I gave this one a 6.5.
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 6. Oh,
Were you worried that your score was too low?
I really was. I do feel that I am in the margin to start scores from now on. Yeah, so the intro, I really appreciated it. There was a decent energy. I don't want to say it was like a super hard energy because I think later on we get significantly greater energy off the bat. But it wasn't bad, you know. I was excited to turn this album on and listen to it. The flow, I will say, started. I don't want to say quite rough because that feels very extreme, but comparatively, it was quite rough because the second half of this song's flow was pretty good. The first half left just a little bit to be desired, but like I said, he is presumably, and per his posts, a DJ. So a DJ rapping for at least half of the song to be really good is pretty impressive. There was like a beatbox on the beat to kind of differentiate it from the first half to the second half, and I did not care for that. And then also something I'll say now and just kind of get it out of the way. His voice, I think, on this album is keyed almost completely wrong to the beats he has. It's one of those things that you kind of you just kind of figure out as someone who sings in their car. You'll figure out that you only sing along to the songs that are in the key of whatever because it's comfortable. And I think he just genuinely needs to rekey these a little bit, just to like G or E flat. That was the note I was kind of humming with my tuner along to his voice, and then matching it with. And I think he's got the exact right style for his voice for what he's going for. They just need rekeyed. They're just a little off.
Yeah, Logan, I agree with you on a lot of that. I kind of felt the flow in the first half was almost lacking confidence. I think that's all it was. I think in the second half he was feeling it more. You could feel the like confident energy come through more in that. But I did like the switch up at the beats in the latter half. I thought that was really good.
It was probably just the first part he recorded that day.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. This is the first thing in the booth for this whole project, I'd bet.
Which, ironically, I think everything that I've had recorded with me has been the opposite. The first thing is the best, and then we slowly get worse as the day goes on. But
That's how it goes.
I think normal people are supposed to do it the way we think happened here.
Sorry, I'm reading more about this album. On this track, I did really like it. It sets a decent stage for at least the first part of our mixtape here. I like the change up in the second half, like you guys already said. I really like the retro vibes though, and that's something that's that continues, whether it's 80s or 70s or 60s. There's just a lot of nostalgia going on the backtracks of these albums, and that's something that you really have to have an ear for. So I was really impressed with that. Just a great vibe too. The only reason my score was a little low is I don't think this is a standout track on its own. I think this is just an intro to the mixtape. And that's just kind of how it works around here.
If it was an intro, it would need to be about a minute and a half shorter to get a better score out of me. I swear I'm not this mean for the rest of it. This first one's gonna get hit a little bit because I've made songs like it. The beat needs something to switch it up. It is the same loop the entire time. It's a problem that I had for a while, and now no 4 beats are the same as the 4 before it. Right, what is this? I think that the second half, like the beat switch at the end, could have been its own song if this first one was going to be an intro. Because I do think the second half, it's like 45 seconds.
Yes.
Is better than the first part, and I think it's just because it's a lot of the same thing. It's similar flow throughout, which it's a good flow, but it's the same one for like 2.5 minutes. Same with the beat. The lyrics are good. I have no real notes yet about that.
Weren't there a lot of like references in this one?
I think there's a lot of references in all of
Yeah.
them.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So to make the rest of the album make sense, not that this track necessarily kind of displays it, but it's inspired by the energy of Miami. So
That
he
makes
must
sense.
be in Miami. So that makes it all make a ton more sense as we go on. Also, we didn't say this came out in July of last year, July 2024. So
Mhm.
this is pretty
I
new.
thought I said 2024.
You said 24. You didn't
Oh,
say
okay.
July.
Sorry, that's
No.
my bad.
No, I wasn't listening. It's fine.
I will say I feel I mean I'll get more into it in the next track. There's a heavy, at least Doom, Czarface, that style of rapper influence, especially on the beats. Maybe not the whole track, but at least the intros of every track are like they were like, yeah, I love your intros on every single one.
I feel the influence really hard. That's why I like a lot of the beats here.
Oh, I don't think, but maybe 2 of the tracks I really said anything about the beat in a negative light, other than there's just a lot of repetition of the same thing, and I don't know if that comes from the club scene aspect of the DJing, because I don't know if you've ever been in a club, but it's all the whole time. There is not one let up. You don't know when the songs change until they make it a big ordeal, and I think that's a lot of the influence with the beat there.
You know, I didn't even think of that. That does make a lot of sense. The last thing I had here is that around 2 minutes 30 seconds, like building up and then a little bit after this, there are some sound effects behind everything, and they are way too loud. It sounds like a car crash is happening for like probably a good 45 seconds in the background. I would just take those out. I know I complained about wanting something different in the beat, but that was definitely not what I wanted.
Yeah. All right, we ready to move on? Before we get into that, Carl, you want to do our spiel that we're supposed to do at the beginning of videos and never remember to? I just remembered.
Oh yeah, guys! If you're watching, if you're watching, do us a favor. Go ahead and like and subscribe. We do really appreciate it. We're really close to hitting a milestone here, and a point that we really feel like more people will be able to see our videos, and that's just going to help us grow. That's going to help us get better as we get more suggestions, more anything. So we just appreciate it. Go ahead, like, subscribe, smash the little buttons. We appreciate you, all of you.
You're going to get 2 of them this week. Go ahead and head over to our Album Book Club Fourth Wall store and check out our merch. We've got our wonderful varsity hoodies as such. We also have matching hats, our Album Book Club mugs, as well as all previous seasons' merch. You can check out our lovely hoodie line. I love to wear them, especially in these cold months. We'll go right into track 2 off of that. We have Steppers, which I gave a 6 out of 10.
I gave it an 8.
This one got a 7.5.
7.5.
I think this song was where the other big influence in my brain kind of stuck out, which was Childish Gambino. And I don't necessarily mean all of his discography, but 100% his R&B hits, where I think the big lead for a lot of the R&B beats on this. But that's just because there were a lot off of like, well, I guess Brando Stone's too new for that, but just very similar R&B styles to Childish Gambino that I've watched came through in this track with that Doom intro. And I think, quite frankly, it really fit him. Like, he was actually rolling really well with it. I think just a matter of the track not doing all that much. And then I wasn't a particular fan of the second feature, I think was the one on there. Just a lot of, not necessarily flow issues, but just pitch issues with the flow. It felt like a kid sensation, like from a couple of my Song of the Days ago, that Buttermilk Biscuit song. It's like that style of rapping without any of the hard punching articulation or like beat stuff like that. Just the wrong style of beat for that kind of rapper.
Yeah, that's my major complaint about the song as well. The second feature was kind of buns, but you can't have it good all the time. I did really like the beat still, and I liked how much variation we got with all of the features. It's always really cool to hear like multiple other voices within a track and seeing multiple people show off like that. So yeah, I got just a higher score.
Yeah, I did like the guests both. I think they're more of a freestyle rather than a structured thing. This was definitely you get in the booth and they start going, and there's points where I think Terrell's going back and forth with them. So it's kind of a cool vibe, the way they're just kind of interacting, and the fact that we got some of that rawness is really cool. I did really like there's still more retro tracks. Main reason this one got an even higher score than the last one was just the forward momentum. This one felt like it was moving the whole time, and that's the kind of thing I really look for when I'm doing listens.
Yeah, I was trying to think of anything that we've reviewed on the channel that did something like this, and the only one I can think of was a song off of the Sam LaChow album with had like
That's a deep cut.
yeah, it's all,
Holy
we need to
shit.
do more hip hop.
We do.
But it's the it's like the multi-feature, almost like schoolyard rap battle type of song. It was more prevalent on that one than this one, but it, like, I have similar notes about the beat of this one where it doesn't change, but with this style it doesn't need to. It does exactly what it needed to do. Switched up at the end to let you know it was ending, but I think all 4 verses were pretty strong. I did have one line written down here that I think should be changed. Whatever the Mike Jackson line, I think you can cut Mike and just say Jackson, and I think context will fill in the rest. But other than that, this was a cool song. It was fun.
Yeah. I also, to correct myself, think I said Bondo Stone earlier. I may not have, but it's Brando Stone.
I thought you said it right.
I think I did, but just to be sure, because people are mean on the internet. Looking at you, a certain fan of Eurometal.
Which one? There was 13 of them.
Or that guy that told us to rip our skin off. I like that
think
guy.
I think it's the skin you guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the skin you guy.
It was just me. I just say one thing is bad once and I get threatened.
Can we sell a shirt that says "Watch out for the skin, you guy"?
Watch out for the Bay Harbor Skinner.
Don't compare that guy to Dexter. It's not nearly cool enough.
Watch out for the Bay Harbor Pisser.
There you go.
All right, we'll go ahead and hop into track 3, Imagine, which I gave a 5 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.5.
This one got a 7 from me.
He said that like it was a good thing. I gave this one a 6.25. I think I know why it's so low though.
This was the song that, to me, the voice and the key were the biggest issue on, and thus it is the last time I will say it. This was where it had the biggest issue in the gap with me, but it wasn't bad. It was just, like I said, it just needs rekeyed. Also, it's a gripe I've said prior on the show. I know Carl disagrees, but using the same song name as an infinitely more popular song is, to me, a bad business decision. And very unfortunately, Imagine has 2 giant ones with John Lennon, and then is it John Legend, I think, did the other one? Or someone else did another Imagine that was huge.
You know, when it's one word.
The one word, I think, is the big thing. But Imagine is another one of those ones, like the last time the one word was brought up, that it's like, if I say, yeah, I just listened to the song Imagine, you're instantly thinking John Lennon. There's not a single thing in my mind that can change you from thinking of John Lennon's. And if it isn't that one, it's the other one.
Well, I mean, but my point was, if it's one word, like, I don't think it matters nearly as much. If you have a song that's 2 or 3 words and it's the same 2 or 3 words in a sentence, you know, I think Imagine is vague enough. You know, I happen to think of the song from SpongeBob, so.
I'm also smoking crack. It's by Ariana Grande. I knew it was another big pop singer.
There's actually not a song from SpongeBob called Imagine. All right, whoever's up next. Do you want me to be up next? I just liked the intro. It's got a great track, and I appreciated that there were 808s. It's a good way to make my heart beat. Steven's not here to say it, so. Yeah.
Steven's not here to misidentify the 808s.
I actually, with this track, I actually do kind of agree with you, Logan, on his voice doesn't quite fit it. There was something about it pretty much the whole time that kind of kept me out of the track. I think that's why this one scored just a little bit lower for me. I just didn't feel like I could get as into this track as some of the other ones, and the beat was just kind of all right here.
All right, lock in. So, when the song actually finally gets there, it's pretty good. At the beginning, I think he's trying to sound like Tory Lanez, but he did not mix it nearly correct enough, and he sounds like he's underwater. He also ends this song twice before it actually ends, which made me kind of mad. I think the choice to keep the same flow for as long as he did on this song is impressive, but not a choice that I think I would have made. I am impressed, though, at how long he kept up one flow. So, I'm not mad at the song. It's just there's a couple things on there. I think if the mix was better in the beginning and he got to do what he wanted to vocally, it would have been a much higher scoring song.
I feel like now is a time to preface 5 out of 10 in my brain is neutral because we don't have negative numbers.
Can we please bring in
Can we,
negative numbers?
if we bring in negative numbers, these reviews are going to get a lot meaner.
That is very true. Yeah, we're saving some people.
No, then we just make the top like 5 and the bottom -5.
I say, in all reality, all that happens if we bring in negative numbers is people get an infinitely more accurate range, but a much meaner number. When I tell you your song is a 3 out of 10, it is not a bad thing.
What
man,
if you told them their song was a
Negative
-3?
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
What if we just do something arbitrary, like we have 4 eggs? And it's like this is a 2.83 out of 4
You
eggs.
get
I say you
15 good
unfortunately
boy
haven't
points.
even heard of the other podcasts we're on where things regularly get like flarkins and shit. I think I one time rated everything based on different kinds of pancakes based off the IHOP menu. Something got tutti frutti, and that was a good short film.
It's just sad I can't eat the Cinestacks anymore, man.
I miss
Why'd you have to bring up the Cinestacks?
I miss the Wonka pancakes. They definitely gave me cancer, but they were so good.
This dude's silly.
That's another piece of merch we have to design is the Wonka pancakes gave me cancer. So,
I survived the IHOP T-bone steak challenge.
Should we make shirts for people that just says I survived my album book club review?
We would start sending it to people.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go ahead and hop right into track 4 here. Slide for you. I give this a 4 out of 10.
I gave this a 6.5 as well.
sorry,
As well.
I'm,
As well as the last track.
Oh. Okay.
sorry, I'm converting mine to pesos in my head. I think it's like 6,000, but that's an 8 out of 10.
I give this one a 7.
Look, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I think if you cut the entire intro to this song, it loses nothing. I got moaned at in auto-tune for like a minute. I'm not Steven. I don't like that.
And you know how I feel about dudes moaning in my ear.
Yup. On top of that, this is one of the songs that I will say a negative thing about the beat for. And it's not even a negative. It's just that I think for the style on this, the beat is wrong. Either the flow needs to change or the beat needs to change. And I don't think either are bad in any way. They just don't work together. On top of that, there is a droning bass in there that I think is genuinely terrible. It just goes like brah, and nope, get rid of it.
Oh, it's two 808s that are cranked. Way
Is that
too
all
loud.
it is?
Yep.
Oh my god.
So there's 2 sets. No, there's not. I lied. I thought there was 2 sets for a second, but it's just the same. There are 2 notes. So it's one, and then it drops down to a second one. And I thought the second half was 2 different notes.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, the second one works. And then I heard it loop around again. I was like, nope, I
Nope.
was wrong.
Uh-uh.
It's the same 2, and it's still bad.
Also, this is a me gripe. The kick drum sound they choose to use, or the sound that would be the kick, I hate it. It's like a synth sound. It is not a kick drum. I like it and respect it as a synth sound. I wish there was a punchy kick there instead of like an overly synthy reverb kick. That didn't take away any points because that's a me thing. I did have the impression though that this song was made to get viewed on TikTok, and that did lose it points.
Interesting.
Yeah, for me, it was majorly that intro. I do not like being moaned at in autotune. And I feel like if that was not on the song, I would have scored it a 7.5 because I actually liked the rest of the track. I thought it was assembled pretty well. There were some flow issues, but outside of that, it was just a solid track in general.
Nice. I don't know. The only thing that was weird about this one is there was a volume drop in the beginning. But I really liked the drive through the drum machine the whole time. I just liked that it was pushing everything forwards. Started to become kind of a preview of where this album's going. I keep saying album. This mixtape is going. And I really like the keys in the second section. This one just made me feel good.
This song has a full song structure, which has not happened yet on this album, and I was excited about. He sounds better mix-wise on this one than he has so far on this. Really?
I feel a lot of things are leveled incorrectly outside of his voice.
I mean, his voice specifically.
Oh, yeah, his voice,
Yeah.
the best it has sounded to date.
Yeah.
Everything
100%.
else, I think, got a random number.
It does continue to get better and fit more, at least for a while. I don't remember if it gets worse, but
The club mix is you turn the bass as loud as it will go, and then you just kind of fit everything else.
I would say all of the actual like melody or mids were just random. This is 100% was like I didn't comment on any of the mix issues because I saw exactly what happened the second I looked at his Instagram. I'm like, this is a guy looking from this perspective at this angle. So that's all that happened.
I'm trying to decipher what this note means. So I'm not a huge fan of the auto-tune humming break, but I do like the synth part that happens immediately after that. And the two of those together go on for far too long for an outro of this song. I'm going to skip that because that is a lot of words that I don't understand. I don't know what I was writing.
Brother, they're your notes.
I know. At
Sometimes
the
you
end,
write gibberish, you know.
yeah. A couple hours ago, me was on something. At the end, I do think he slips out of his register a little bit. I think he goes way higher than he needed to.
It makes sense with the song, but I wish it would have been a layered track. Like 2 or 3 layered tracks to
Oh.
get the same impact. Because, I mean, there is an impact with stepping up to that next harmony, but you get the same impact with 3
So-
layered vocals.
I figured out what this note is. What I would do, and this is take my advice, don't take my advice, it doesn't matter. This is if I was in this situation, what I would do is find somebody who that is their register and sample them as a feature and have them do that part and just put them at the end to hit what you can't in that register.
Hell yeah. All right, anything else?
Nothing other than you choking on water got caught on camera.
No, I swish it around in my mouth. I'm one of those weirdos. All right, we'll go ahead and hop right into track 5, Whiplash, not starring Miles Teller.
Thank
Gave this
God.
a 6 out of 10.
Gave it a 7.
624.18 rupees.
That's also 7.
That is a 7. You are correct.
I give it a 7.5.
Sorry, I just Carson laughed into the mic. Yeah, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I needed everybody's opinion before I decided to give this a thumbs up. Is this an interlude?
No.
I knew
Because
it
this
had to
was
be a
the
7.
most interlude energy or not.
No, there's an interlude.
Oh, I know there's an interlude. This gets a thumbs up then, y'all.
So I am not particularly the biggest fan of club and rave songs, as everyone here knows. But almost all of the ones on this album I did like. Almost. We'll get there. So far, during the song I wrote, so far there's the appropriate amount of everything that's going on. Okay. And then the, like, switch up at the end where it goes from a club song back to a rap song. If you're going to do that, go ahead and put a verse on it. I think it's fine. I think drag it out, let it play for a little bit longer than it did, and throw a verse on it. I think it'll work.
Isn't this also only like a 2-minute
I would say
track?
it's
This is
shorter,
not even
yeah.
long enough to not need a
He's
verse.
got the time to spare. He can definitely do it.
I feel like that would have pushed the track to like an 8 for me because I really
Mhm.
liked like the club stuff going on before it. It just had a lot of fun. It had a lot of good energy to it.
That's pretty much exactly what I have, other than the track is just a little chaotic in the back. That's why it scored lower than the last one. I love the energy moving forward. I like what's going on. Just it was really almost unintelligible at points. There was so much going on. That may sound really cool in certain systems and certain speakers. It didn't in my headphones today. So that's one of those things you just have to be a little weary of sometimes.
Now that you bring it up, I wonder if it's a different experience if you do speakers.
I 100% bet it
I'm
is.
not gonna lie. This album sounded, this compilation sounded infinitely better in my car than it did my AirPods. And that is a certain kind of level of mixing that is next to impossible to get. like I'm not gonna say on purpose, but like intentionally, which makes me think that this is definitely mixed for big room.
Yeah.
Because to me, the only albums that sound good in my car are live albums, because they're mixed for a whole arena. And this one, I mean, also the bass in my car is kind of bumping for what it is. And this one was just going hard. This album in my car, top 10 plays of all time. In the AirPods, top 10 worst plays of all time. It cannot handle it.
I mean, this is a mixtape, so this is probably his first time doing like a project like this. So
for
I
sure.
bet it was, there wasn't like the car test and the headphone test. It was mix them in the big speakers because that's where these songs are going, and that's fine.
I also don't know that it matters. I frankly don't think if I was a DJ, I would ever give a shit about how AirPods sound with my music.
Yeah.
I don't care how you listen to it as long as it's through big. If I'm a DJ,
Mm-hmm.
that's where all my sound is coming through. Now, ideally, I want it to go from small to as large as it can, sounding the best it can. But if I'm a new guy, I'm focusing speakers up.
Oh yeah.
Don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, listening to music in AirPods is criminal, but
Yeah, it's junk.
I mean-
Don't do it.
yeah, I listen on these studio headphones I got on just because they don't lie. It's a double-edged sword. Sometimes it is helpful, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. All right. We'll hop right into track 6 here. Whoa! I gave this a 5 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.
20.32 centimeters. In inches, that is 8.
Damn it! I
Gave
wanted
it a
to do the
6.
math in my head, and as I started, you were like, "It's 8." And I'm like, "Dang."
Yeah. Real funky beat off rip. Flow. Not my favorite. I don't want to be rude, but I would have preferred if this was just a beat track. I really thought the beat shined here, and then the flow hurt it. But once the flow I got used to, the beat never changed. So I think they are fighting each other the whole time. I frankly think that this song, if you dropped the beat out of the back, has a fine enough flow to really just need the skeleton of a beat, and it's fine. I think that's most rap songs in my opinion anyway. But I think this was just a product of not doing too much. Too many good ideas that don't work together. I think it's just like, going to a breakfast place and ordering everything seasoned completely different. While they all taste good seasoned differently, they need to be seasoned together as a whole meal.
Brother, I don't know what you're talking about. I get white gravy on my steak, and then I get brown gravy on my potatoes, and then I stir them up together.
You're a menace.
That's crazy.
You see, what I do is put everything in little sections. Zoo Pals were made for me.
Get this man a zebra plate ASAP.
ASAP. I need the head here, the ears to be cup sauces, 2 little plates down here for macaroni and green beans.
No, man, flavors were meant to blend.
Separate the foods.
Carl's doing the good old. It all goes down to one place anyway, kid.
No, 100%. Flavors are meant to be experienced together, just like most things in life.
Oh, I agree, but I think some flavors are too strong when they're together.
I mean, I'm not saying I eat like raspberries and jalapenos at the same time, guys. Just saying I get 2 different types of
I wouldn't
gravy.
eat.
Guys,
either of
he's
those
lying.
things.
I've been in his house. Check out the video tomorrow. He eats raspberries and jalapenos.
I actually do eat both raspberries and jalapenos in that video. That was a cool little segue.
Listen, I could see both of those working on a burger, maybe.
I think they would work really well together on only a burger.
Yeah.
And the burger is the thing that brings them together.
All right, so this track, I completely agree with you about the beat. It's so funky, and I actually love it. It's kind of a shame about the flow. I didn't really care for it, but I can overlook a lot of it because of how much fun I was having with the beat. I feel like if you just change the flow a little bit, match things up a little bit better, it would really, really hit.
Is it wild to say I feel like he's pulling from opposite sides of the coast for his rap? It's like he's going East Coast for beat or flow. Connor and I had this conversation the other day. We don't remember which is which. one of the beat is either West Coast or East Coast, and then the flow is either West Coast and East Coast, and they're almost never the same.
We never had a resolution to that conversation.
We didn't either.
I can't fix.
I still
get
don't
the
know.
answer.
But it feels like he's, and I respect it because it is just truly a matter of someone who's not a rapper pulling from his influences, and they're solid. They're good at what they are. It's just I think the two influences working together kind of clash a little.
Interesting. For this one, there's too much reverb on the vocals. Just easy answer. It might be better in the largest speakers you've ever heard. Maybe, but for my headphones this morning, way too much reverb. It's also a very long song, which, again, if it's going to be played in a club, that's perfectly fine. It's probably meant for that. But due to how we do things on this show, it's going to suffer for that. Yeah, right here I have. Maybe it's because I'm not the biggest fan of club music. So, I like the switch up towards the end. They probably could have used some different lyrics and not just repeated the same thing over and over again. And here's where I get to do like a logic lesson. The bass synth at the end needs to be dropped an octave because the high notes are clipping the other like sound of that MIDI. If you drop it down, it'll be lower, but they'll all be on the same sound because the high notes are sounding completely different.
Neat.
Getting in the proper hertz range.
Mm-hmm. It'll like clip it to like, I don't even know how to explain this.
It's how the multi-voice is set across the actual keys, the layout in MIDI. I understand what you're saying. So when you set out multiple instruments at the same time, it lays it in blocks, so he's just clipping over the block. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's like if you were playing on the bass, like I got mine over there, you were playing like one of the lower notes, but then you would move up to one of the higher notes, and it sounds completely different, like it switched to a guitar for some reason.
Yeah.
No, just on the highest notes.
That tracks. That's really interesting. I didn't catch that. I enjoyed this track. It's a club jam. It's kind of catchy at certain points, and then I liked the change up, and I enjoyed that there was a solo at the end on the synth stuff. Anytime, I was not expecting to get a solo. That's all I'll say. Anytime you get one in, that makes me happy as someone who's an instrumentalist mainly. I mean, I can sing too, but we won't talk about that on here. It's just a really cool jam. I had a good time. I know it was long, but I didn't feel it when I was listening to it, so I feel like that's a positive here.
I'll be honest. I think I felt every minute of the 55 of this album.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it good, some of it bad. I will vaguely get into it later. I haven't decided if we're skipping that score or not. Probably should, but we'll talk about it.
Oh, I didn't realize I wrote out the keys I hit to fix this. It's a options shift and then the down arrow when you select all the notes. Those 3 keys will fix everything.
Instructions. Let's go.
This is how you gotta do it. All right, we'll hop right into track 7 here. Switch. I give this a 5 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this one a 6.
3/8 of a gallon.
3/8 of a gallon.
How many cups is that? It's
Jesus,
6.
I was gonna
It's
say,
6.
is it like 5?
It's 6.
Okay, cool.
6 cups.
5.
Duh rules. This is an interlude.
It's an interlude.
But I kind of liked it more than normal. That's why I got a 6.
That's fair.
I liked what it did after the fact. I think during the fact, I was like, this is goofy. But yeah, it's the whole vocal. It's just like a TV line sample kind of thing. It's not bad, not good. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just an interlude. Like, you can't really get mad at it.
You know, bring back the shirts.
We should bring back the shirts.
Should. Different font.
Yeah, I was saying new font.
Then we can sell them without getting threatened to be sued. All right. Track 8 here is called Squad. Give this a 7.5.
I gave this one a 7.
258.706. That's degrees Kelvin. It's 6 degrees Fahrenheit.
7.5.
Yeah. as far as this whole compilation goes, I think this is leagues better than everything else we get on here. This is that hip hop R&B style. It's very, very well done. The mixing on this one was just infinitely better than everything I've heard. Yes, there's auto-tune on it, but as far as what we hear on this versus what we hear after, significantly less egregious. This is just what I think, after having heard it, is the ultimate sound of this musician for long-term success.
Do you want to take it, or do you want me to take it?
I was just going to take it because mine are very similar. This is his style. This and the club stuff, he needs to live in this genre.
Guess what I'm going to say?
Probably the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. He really felt in his wheelhouse here, and it's almost like the confidence level in the music goes up a lot, and when you're really feeling it, part of that just like follows through in the track. So that was really nice to see.
So you guys are going to really like what I have to say because it's nothing.
Carl doesn't like it because he's supposed to sound like this. Carl doesn't like music unless it sounds wrong.
That's probably correct, actually.
Yeah, we've already talked about the 2 Carl boxes of music.
Ye old Yaz brain over here. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and hop straight into track 9 here. Human. I give this a 6.5.
Gave this one an 8.
I'll give this one an 8.5.
I also gave this one an 8.5.
I did not sign up for a club album. No, I'm kidding. I so did. I think 90% of my problem with this second half of the club album was that it was based on T-Pain and exclusively T-Pain. And not that I don't like T-Pain, but T-Pain has better beats and less auto-tune. So it's... Don't get me wrong. Would I bump to this in a club? Maybe. Probably not. I don't go to clubs. But it's just... There's something off about this track I don't like. I think it's the auto-tune. I can't say for certain.
This, I think at the start, like, I like the samples he's using, but I think he's a little off beat. That might be what it is. It fixes itself once everything else shows up, but after it does show up, it sounds like an Avalanche's song. It's just missing 7 features to be an Avalanche's song, and that's great. I had a great time with the song.
Are the Avalanches the Frontier Psychiatrist people? That's Music Concrete. That can't be that must be a different group. That must be Avalanches, not the Avalanches.
Let me see which one it is. I might be...
Because that's, they do like Music Concrete. So they use like samples to put together pieces.
Yeah, it's the Avalanches. It's
Okay. Neat.
these guys.
Sure.
Oh, I figured you'd recognize the album art.
No, I just know a couple of the tracks. There's one about people like drinking crazy juice in Florida and going insane. It's pretty cool.
It's called My Life Story.
Yeah, no, onto this track though. I really like the synth work, and then the beat goes hard when it finally drops. I was all about the club jam today at like 9 a.m. when I listened to this. Did not expect that, but it put me in a good mood for the rest of the day, and kudos.
I did get to listen to this in my car, so on the highway coming home, it kind of revitalized me while I was sitting in traffic. That was pretty nice. I when the club beats really hit in this album compilation, whatever you want to call it, mixtape, they really hit, and they just fill you with energy. They make you want to get up and like bob your head, dance, do all that fun.
Do all that fun.
Do all that
Do
fun.
all that fun.
There's another shirt.
All right. We'll go ahead and hop into track 10 here. No Way. I give this a 5 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.
This one got an 8.
I gave it a 7. Got
Mine-
all the numbers.
Sorry. My note just says intro is not good. Couldn't tell you about what happened there. I do know that I really, really, really struggled with the auto-tune in this second half. I believe auto-tune is a tool, not a vocal style. And it really, I mean, I'm a T-Pain fan, but I know it's because the guy can sing. And up until this point, all I've been shown is that this guy can kind of rap in the key of G and E minor. And the singing just could be probably a little less auto-tuned and a lot better. I don't also know of many club songs that particularly use a heavy amount of auto-tune without it being almost a glitch effect. Like if I ever think of, the obvious, biggest, easiest club singer to use is Charlie XCX. Her auto-tune is used a lot more in a glitch style, closer to like the shout out to last week or any other time we talk about them, Dead Pony. That style of that glitching vocal effect is the way it's mostly used in clubs because it's an enhancer, not a whole song thing. Not bad, it's just a kind of weird choice to make, I think.
I just enjoyed that the club was back. I liked being at the club today. The only, I don't know if it's a negative or not. There was weird silence at the end of this track. Long enough that it was noticeable. It kind of...
it was 8 seconds.
Yeah, it was kind of strange. And it did give my ears a break. I don't mind a quick reset, but that was a little strange. I think the main reason this got a killer score is because it was a subwoofer workout, and I could actually feel my headphones vibrating on my head. I was listening loud enough, and these don't have all that great of a bass response. So, super impressed that you managed to make my headphones do that. So, +5 on that, I guess.
I'm actually a
What did you
little
give
bit.
it?
8.
Okay. I thought you were going to say 6 or something.
No.
+5 for that only.
Yeah, +5.
No,
for
that's
the bass.
5
You got a
unrelated
1.
points.
I'm actually a little bit on the side of against how much bass is in this track. I feel like it was just a little bit overdone, especially because I was listening in the car, and the volume of the last track going into this one, my car started to rattle once that bass hit. It was cool for a club track, but I had to significantly turn it down to make sure that I wasn't going to blow out my speakers. Because I don't have an amped audio system in my car or anything like that. I do feel a lot of the auto-tuning issues that Logan was talking about, and they it kind of just made his voice stick out a little bit too much. Outside of that, I think the club beat itself is actually pretty good.
If his thing really is that he's a DJ first, him destroying your car speakers would be like a Medal of Honor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I had to turn that down quick.
Yeah, I think the bomb effects at the beginning are way too loud. Comically loud, but again, in a club setting, that's probably a funny thing that happened. It's a really fun song. It gets a little crazy at the end, but it's still pretty good. He said "Feeling Blue," and I was like, oh my god, like the album art, because he's blue. And now I get to do this part. As somebody who famously did this problem for a couple of years, it's okay to cut a sample off at the second beat of the sample. You don't have to let it play out. You can just shorten it. It doesn't have to be a 45-second outro because the sample's that long. I've been there. You can just cut it off after 2 after the vocals start if you really want. 4 if you have to.
Yeah, I did forget to mention this is the song where about halfway through he turns into Stitch. And that was certainly a little jarring.
Isn't Stitch also blue?
He is, yeah.
See, it's all connected.
It is all connected, yeah. Dabba dee dabba die.
I see the vision now.
Vision?
He's not blue.
No, he's red.
I thought he was white.
He's
now.
actually
He is white now, yeah.
Pretty sure Vision's almost all of the colors except blue.
He's yellow, green, red. Oh, no, he's got blue now that he's white. His stone is blue.
That's a different guy. I'm talking about the other one.
That is
That's-
true, yeah.
That's the blue chick in the X-Men. What's her name?
Mystique?
Mystique, yeah.
It's my mom in D&D.
Right.
Don't fact check that.
Crazy statement with zero context that will ever be given.
No, we're never going to give it. I hope that clip makes it to somebody's weird rage bait reel someday. All right, we'll head right into track 11. I Want One. I gave this a 6 out of 10.
Gave it a 7.
High five, Carson. I also gave this a 7. Look at that.
Almost. I gave
We're
it a
sick.
6.75. And
You're
I
not
can
sick.
Get this out of the way. I'm pretty sure my only note is it's a little too long. That's it.
Yeah. Lots and lots and lots more autotune. But I feel like they said it correct this time. There's more autotune, but it's more properly set, and I'm fine with that. I can't read all of my notes about this. I'll show them to Connor, and he can get a good laugh. There is like a goofy Coconut Mall section towards the end of this, though, and I was all in it for that.
The Coconut Mall section was probably my favorite part of the song. It goes super hard for no reason.
Can't say that.
And the reason it got a higher score is I thought the beat was just as fun as the last track, and I thought a lot of it was done just as well, but the auto-tune was done just that little bit better.
Nice. Yeah, I really liked the club thing still. I don't know. This was just my mood today, and I don't know how else to explain that. It was a vibe. It was my mood. I liked the transition in the middle that they did. My only negative here was that the background vocals don't really work. It may just be that the sample was moved around or sped up or something. It happens a couple times where when you manipulate something, they just kind of disappear. And that's in the club style. I just don't ever like it when you can't tell what it is. I don't know. Not a big fan of the robots.
See, Carl only likes things when they sound wrong, but if he can't hear the wrong, he doesn't like it.
I mean, that's pretty true. You can pretty much guarantee that if it's muddy, I'm not going to be a fan.
It's the wrong paradox. He doesn't like it when it's wrong, but it can be wrong enough that he doesn't like it.
It has to be so wrong that he doesn't get it to like it.
That's not true. I mean, you guys make me sound like some sort of evil hipster, man. No, I legit
I
like.
wouldn't say you're evil, but I would say you are a hipster.
I was about to say, hipster man does kind of accurately describe
That's
you.
not even right. Man, I like complexity.
he
Like,
sounds so defeated.
no, it's so vicious because like complexity is nice, not mud. You have to do it right. You know, like people.
You want complex, clean layers instead of
if
muddy
you,
layers.
If you want a rant, get me on some bad jazz because they will get straight zeros. Because like if you try something hard and then fail, I give you points for trying, but when you fail, you still fail. Complexity is not the answer. It's doing it right. You just get extra points if you do it right and it's complex.
All right. We're on to track 12 now, correct? Involved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I gave this a 7 out of 10.
I also gave it a 7.
I give it a 7.25. Just a little better than you guys. Sorry.
At least he knows it.
He's not beating the allegations from moments ago. I gave it a 7.
Yeah. What can I say about this one? Great flow. Auto-tune, perfectly fine. The bass I actually enjoyed on this one. It's one of those things I can't highlight or comment about too much on this one because it's very neutral to me. But this was a very, very, very solid energy, very good movement. Yeah, I don't think I disliked this one almost in any way. It just, obviously there's some things that could use some working on, like mixing, stuff like that, but good song.
Like how the verse goes on for double the time that it should, and if anything else, chop it in half, switch it with the chorus. This chorus happens twice as long into the song as it should have. I also think this song would benefit from a female feature. I think that would be great on this. Not like it's not a negative that there's not one there, but I think
For
it
that
shoots
extra
up. It shoots up a
fineness.
couple points if it does. It also does have the classic outro goes on for too long that I have done for many years, or did do for many years. Could just be a little shorter on the ending, but if you have a feature, probably fill that ending with the feature. So
For me, this one, I liked the change up. I liked the strings that were in the track later. They were really well done. It just felt heartfelt. You know, felt real, which is really weird after a kind of club banger before this to get something so kind of open.
It did have this like sense of genuineness to it.
Yeah, it's a little more R&B. You know, there's just a
Yeah.
little more like something, but it felt real.
Soul.
Yeah, soul. There you go.
I think
I was gonna make a joke, but it might not land if you don't remember that happened.
this is definitely a passion song, and I think, very unfortunately, this is the worst place song on the entire album. This is sandwiched right between two club beats. We had a sentimental song earlier. This is just the worst placed song by a mile. 'Cause it's so good for what it is.
Nah, I'll save it for pacing. I have a conspiracy about what you just said.
Are we even
I'll save
doing
it.
pacing on a mixtape?
I would say we're gonna tee it up as vaguely pacing, and by we I mean me.
It was going to be that I think all of the songs, minus the rap ones, were just put on here in order of completion.
Oh,
and then the rap
one-
ones were slapped at the top.
100%. That is what happened.
Or the rap ones were done first, but I don't think that's what happened.
Anything else? Yeah, we'll keep rolling here. Straight into track 13, In the Club, all one word. I gave this a 3 out of 10.
5.
I give this one a 7.5.
I gave it an 8.
So fun fact, this is when Logan went to go look at the guy's Instagram because he was wildly concerned for his well-being. I'm not a club guy. I like club music enough. I think this missed the marks on everything I hold true and love dearly about club music. I don't think it's a bad club song. It literally just, the 3 out of 10 is purely is it objective, not subjective? Which one's the one that's my opinion on?
Subjective.
Subjective. Yeah, sorry.
Objective means like
Yeah.
that's truth.
That's the one that we normally do. That's why it was in my head. Yeah, this is 100% a subjective score. I don't necessarily think it's a bad song. I think this was the worst song that could have ever been in this spot on the album or just on the album. I think this was the one that went too far, minus the last two. But I also don't think the last 2 tracks even need to be on this album or a compilation. I think,
Involved is good.
no, not the last 2. Bumping and Bumping Again.
Oh,
the
oh,
final
oh,
two.
I think the last
next 2.
Yeah, sorry. This track 13, 14, 15, if you took them off of this project, gave them their own project with 2 more songs, it's a club EP. We're talking 2 hitters right here. But because you kind of tack it on here, I don't think it works with just the slowdown we just created. And then into this song, which is a club song, the next song, which is a club song, and then the next song, which is a remix of the club song that we just heard.
Yeah,
Hey,
that
Hear me out. You take the next 3 songs off, you keep the hidden track at the end, and then you leave Involved as the last track. Put the 3 tracks that we took off in the beginning. And we have a club sandwich with rap in the middle.
My only problem with that is
I
the
wouldn't wanna
song
rap in a
Switch.
sandwich.
The song Switch is clearly the dignification of the switch between rap and DJ/club. If that song wasn't there, I think you're smack dab on. Or if you switch to after the 3, and then you just let the club beat come back naturally on its own, a little bit in the background of the rap songs, and then we end on a heartfelt one. I think we're talking a pretty dang good flow here, man.
yeah, the reason this one got the score it did is because it kind of ruined the last track for me. Going from something that like almost kind of heartfelt and genuine into just another club beat made me angry. I'm like, why? You had such good momentum for like a closer, and then I realized there's 2 more tracks, and I got even more pissed off.
Oh man, I liked the vibes here. I liked the speed and glitch changes. The only real negative note I have is that it had the weird silence at the end, just not nearly as bad this time.
Yep.
Just this was what I was here to hear on this album. I apparently should just listen to more club music, but especially at like 9 a.m. I was jamming.
I got a vinyl for you to borrow.
No, like legit, it reminded me of when I was a kid when I'd like put headphones on, turn the music up way too loud, and I'd flick the lights in my room alone, jumping up and down on the bed. This is like the vibe. That I
Carl,
needed.
are you a fan of house music at all? I feel like you would
Yeah.
like it if you aren't.
Yeah, I dig house music.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
He's kind of a dick of a doctor, though.
Got this weird Japanese like
It's never
club
Lucas.
rap album. You're either gonna love or hate based on what you just said.
It depends on whether it's
Was
good.
that-
I
was
only
that
like
the one you
things that are
bought that
good.
one?
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
it's like it's the pink one, the pink
Mhm.
vinyl. It's sick as hell. I love it.
Yeah, I really liked this song. I think this was probably my favorite club song on this album. Not probably. Statistically, I have the numbers to prove it. My only issue, I think, with this is that it has a 56-second outro.
Is it 56? I wrote 36 and thought it was too long.
Nope, 56.
Oh my
I timed
God.
it. It was 56 seconds, and it's wild. It did not need to be that long. But I did like the song, so sure, man.
Yeah.
I didn't count the outro. It's a 4. That's a minute that doesn't need to be on there.
I don't necessarily think it doesn't need to be on there. I'm also in the firm belief of club outros on recordings need to fade. And they need to fade hard. 15-second drop off of pew, like a TV turning off. This is 56 seconds of we're going to the next track, which is what you do in the club. He's exactly right. This is mixed for the club, which is why I think a lot of my mix issues are just comments about how to do it better next time and not you suck, because it's I know the exact context he's going for and he's exactly right. We're just in a different media.
I don't know. I like intros and outros. I don't think we have any room to talk, considering we spent way more than 56 seconds on pancakes earlier, let alone anything else we've said this podcast. So, just whatever.
Our
We
intro
can do-
was less than 50 seconds.
Our outro won't be.
Nope. All right. Go right into track 14, Bumpin'. Give this a 4 out of 10.
Gave it a 6 out of 10.
So we got a 6.5 from me.
I gave it a 4 out of 10.
I can.
Nope.
Yeah, well, Carson's doing that. I can explain. I liked that the intro felt like it was going to build. I liked that the vocal sample was actually intelligible. It wasn't sped up too far this time. I kind of liked the vibe of everything. The only thing I didn't like is it never built up. Like, I thought we were going to get like a bass drop or like some big hit or something, and it just kind of never did. It never bumped.
I'm trying to think. I wonder if this is a transition song in his set or something. Because you're right, it doesn't really do anything.
Nah. This is a background track.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, when you're at the club, you're there for 1, being way too drunk, 2, being way too high, and 3, the
No.
transitions between songs. This song, I bet, had a killer hook into it, and then you just go back to. And then
Can we get that for like 30 seconds?
Yeah. Connor loop that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so after that like killer intro and that you're back to just vibing and feeling out the track, which is what this is. And then you get a killer track out from this into the next one. It's just because we have the compilation. The next track is the exact same track.
See, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I go to the club to look cute and meet new people. I don't do any of those things you're talking about.
Are you going to the club or are you going to bars?
I don't go to either. I'm just giving you shit, dude. All right, let's continue.
All I had for this song, the first thing is here, take everything I say here with a grain of salt, because we've hit the part of club music that I don't like. Just straight up right now, don't like this part. The song is all build up, and I just wanted something to happen. The note word for word says, "Is the song all build up?" It is.
Edging the song.
It's
Yeah.
all intro.
My next is very subjective review, and then all caps. Oh my god, this track is too long.
This one's what, like 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's like 5:20 or something, if I'm not wrong.
The next one's longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old nothing burger.
Don't get me wrong. I love having a track to go grab a drink of water at the club. That is by far the best thing one can get. But I'm listening. Not in the club, at home. And I also can't speak to this because I don't truly know, but I feel like rave and club music doesn't do numbers on Apple Music or Spotify for a reason. And I think that reason is because mixes like this tend to not work in that streaming standpoint. Realistically, if I listen to a club album at home, I want 23 minutes to 27 minutes. I want the vibe of it without the energy of being in the club. And realistically, that's about the length of a TV show. To get that fun boost of vibe before I start to think, wow, I should really either be at the club or drinking right now. Um, and this album is 55 minutes, and this is 5 of those minutes. It's just a lot.
Well, are you ready to do that 5 minutes again?
Yup. Let's go straight into tracks 15, Bumpin', the Demo remix. I gave this one a 5 out of 10.
I also gave it a 5 out of 10.
This one got a half point higher than the last one. I got a 7.
Whoa.
Copy paste everything I said about the last song right here. It's the same.
So I'll tell you exactly why it got a higher score, and that's because of the hidden track. The little message for whoever this was originally for. That's cool. That's heartfelt. I really appreciate that being thrown in. As far as the track itself, it was faster, which meant I liked it more because it was faster, but it meant it undid the note about the vocal sample being intelligible. So that was knocking that back, and then the drum machine part was cool here, but it wasn't particularly better because it never built up anywhere again. So it was just the little hidden track that got a half point higher.
Yeah. I really think this only scored higher because I've listened to 49 minutes of one person's track, and I got almost 6 minutes of someone else's track in the exact same style but different, and that was just cool to me. I liked it. I do think I prefer this one in a listening setting, like just an at-home listening setting, to the last one. But if I were at the club or like at a bar or something, and this one was playing over the other one, I do think I would be more disappointed. I think this is a less good club track, a more good radio track, or streaming track. Radio doesn't exist anymore these days. It's all Sirius XM and Apple Music these days.
Do people even have cars anymore? I don't know.
I said, do people even have Sirius XM anymore? Is that a thing that kids know about?
I haven't
I
been
doubt it.
outside in a while. Yeah.
Do you guys know that back in the day, you used to have to go to 97.7?
97.7 is an awesome
It's
radio
the best
station.
radio station ever. No one even knows what we're talking about. Due to region. I'm not going to say what I'm talking about. All right, we'll go right on to our kind of pacing score. I gave it a 4 out of 10 with a contingency.
I was about to say, pacing? Doo-doo buns, 5.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna give it like 6.
I gave it an NA out of 10. This is a mixtape.
Mhm.
It is. We judge the pacing of albums. This is not that. To me, this is proof of concept of he can do stuff, and I'm not going to judge it based on how he placed those songs to prove he can do stuff.
Yeah. I only based it up after the switch. Before that, to me, it felt not discombobulated, but like more passion project than this is my wheelhouse project. Everything after the switch, I think, was very good. We just ran into a lot of issues with things sounding the same or things being a little too long. Yet, that's the nature of club music. That's why there's a contingency. If I were in a club, I think this is like an 8 to 10 out of 10. Quite honest on pacing. If I was in a club and I got like banger, 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 club hit, slow song, ooh, club hit, club hit, club hit, going hard all night. You know, I'm in the rocks. I'm getting trashed, but I'm at home, so that's where that scores.
I can see where you're coming from there. I think I'm in agreement with you there. I feel like if this was like played out in the open somewhere, I'd like it a lot more. But like it's a mixtape. It's kind of hard to rate pacing on a mixtape, and I am very much in agreement with you, Connor. I feel like these are basically just plastered on here in the order that they were made. Because even like some of the confidence, you can feel it build in some of the later tracks.
So I don't disagree with anything any of you said, but the meat of all of my pacing scores is always, how did time progress as I listened to this? And this was a really fun listen. I don't think the hour felt like an hour. You know, I definitely lost track of some time in there, enjoyed what I was listening to. That means it at least gets something. That's definitely something. But I definitely agree it's a mixtape and shouldn't be viewed as an album and scored the same way. So that's how I came up with what I did versus what you guys had.
Yeah. I will say, I think opposite to you, I did feel a lot of the time on this. But it came down to the way I kind of approach albums for the show, which is just very analytical from the get-go. And club music is very hard to analyze because the idea of club music is purely vibes. And very unfortunately, last week's album was also purely vibes.
We should have brought Dylan in.
We should have had the official vibrator of Album Book Club.
The album book club official vibrator sounds awesome.
Can we get that on a shirt now? That's our fifth shirt
no,
for the night.
no, we can't have that on the merch store. So
I'm getting him a shirt with that for Christmas.
I don't even remember what we were talking about now. You derailed the train of thought so much that I had
said-
something real to say, and now you've completely destroyed it.
This album was mostly about vibes, and I approached it very analytically. That's where
Oh
I
yeah,
was.
no, I agree with you. We're here to be analytical, but when we come to the final three, I tend to skew that based on my listening experience. And I realized at the beginning of this, if I wasn't going to enjoy what I was listening to, I was going to lose my mind listening to a new album every week. So I've changed a lot of things to make it more enjoyable, and I think that's part of why my scores have gone up on the whole too. You know, I don't know if you guys have
Carl
noticed.
used to be the most bitter guy on this pod. You think it's me? There used to be a time when "Man, I'm an Asshole" was a good joke if Carl was on.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a funny thing because I still have the same critiques, but my scores are just higher because I'm enjoying what I'm doing when I'm listening to it. You know, I just do it differently now, so just different views on things.
Heck yeah! All right, we'll go ahead and hop into album art. Carson, go first.
This may sound crazy. I'm gonna give it an 8.
You're gonna think I'm real crazy then because I'm gonna give it a 9.5.
Wow.
Carson, I think I'm just as crazy as you. I gave it an 8.
I think I'm the sane one here. This is a 5.
Dude, no, he's blue. It's kind of sick.
No, it's kind of good.
I don't think I have
Also-
a problem with
also-
him at all. It is everything else going on around him is just corrected in the wrong color.
No, it's all grayscale except he's blue.
What are you talking about, man? If you saw a blue man sitting on a park bench, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, that's a cool dude."
I think it's just his outline doesn't look right on anything. To me, it is like him and then an unintelligible mess of what's behind him. And then I look closer, I'm like, oh, he needs a hard outline. And that was where I got caught. Also, I really disagree that this tells you anything about what you're getting into. I think the first half of this album, spot the hell on. I
Yeah.
think the club music on this album, holy shit, are you coming from left field not knowing what you're getting into?
I give you that. That's fair.
That's why it's a 5.
I don't know.
Halfway there.
This dude on the front cover does kind of look like somebody you meet at a rave.
He looks like somebody. I can't say that. He looks like somebody that would like be playing a rave. That is correct.
That's
but
what
I
I mean.
think as a rapper, I think he's a guy that comes in for 5 songs and then pisses off for a set.
No,
Like-
man, he's an attractive guy. Looks like he's at the club. No, I'm.
Oh, this guy's way more handsome than me. That's
Yeah.
This is a
This is
very
a handsome-
attractive gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So the only reason he got a 9.5 is because there's no words. Like
There's a
that is
parental
I just
advisory.
said there's a parental
that is
advisory.
a hill I will die on. If I have to flip something over to read what it is, it makes me slightly angry. And if I pull a vinyl and it's got a cool album art and I have to flip it over and see what the words are, that makes me sad. I don't care if it's small somewhere. I mean, he's got plenty of negative space. He doesn't have to cover up his beautiful face there. He could just fill it up somewhere. I appreciate the parental advisory. That makes me want to buy it more. I wish more people would just put that on the album.
Thank you,
You know,
Tipper Gore.
I was gonna disagree with you, but knowing it's a mixtape, I do think you're right. I think it does need words.
I think it needs mixtape on there. That is another issue I have with this. Thank you for saying that. This looks like an album art.
It does.
Respectfully,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't an album. And not a bad way. This is a very solid mixtape. This is just not an album. And that looks like a very cohesive picture, like a very cohesive project picture. And it is a cohesive project of a bunch of random things.
All I'm saying is, he's blue. It's pretty cool.
Dabba dee dabba die. Yeah.
So he may have used this too early. He might have wanted to save this for the album that comes after this.
I do fear, yeah.
Oh, I saw what some of the modeling contracts he had in the past was. Don't worry, they'll be just as good.
I was gonna say it's a very well taken picture.
Oh,
It's a very good picture, and that's why I think it works so good as an album art. It's just for a mixtape, I think is.
I also think in my mind the way that this album art should be is like 3 pictures of him, but that's because we get rapper, R&B, and club, all from him.
I can see it.
And
Yeah, but it's all the same guy. Those are 3 sides of the same dude, not 3 different personalities.
well, that's the point though. It's 3 sides of one guy, not I'm blue.
So part of me imagined like just very dramatic, like 3 very dramatic pictures of him basically costuming up.
Oh no, this is definitely
Okay.
him like Spider-Man pointing like with like 2 other versions of himself. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I will say he kind of looks like a superhero. I don't know which one, but I think that's a cool vibe too.
Super attractive, man.
Logan, I think you have a record for dropping your phone this episode.
I really do. No, there was one episode where it slid off my knee every 3 seconds. He's gonna stay down there.
Need to get you one of those grip things. You can lay over your leg and just.
Yeah, whatever they put on the side of like flying V's now, so it doesn't slide off your knee. I just need that for the back of my phone.
Yeah, you just go to the like the convalescent store and they sell it to like open jar lids and stuff when you have bad grip.
Yes.
It's just like really, it's really sticky stuff.
Hell yeah! All right, you guys ready to hop into album overall? I gave it a 5.
I give it a 7.5.
I think 7.5 is right, but based on my listen today, I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I'll go first. I have no problem saying it. I think cohesively this is a rough project. I think you have 2 solid EPs. I think you have 1 amazing EP if you just dropped the club stuff. And the rap one I think would do significantly less well, but still not bad in any way. Hence the 5. I think you have half of a phenomenal club album and half of an okay rap album. 2 songs that if you just did R&B would be, oh my gosh, amazing. It's as a compilation, like I said, we've talked about it just a couple seconds ago. It's hard to rate it as an album, so I had to kind of rate it based on how I would listen, and I would only listen to anything after Switch on this one.
You know, I can't blame you there. For me, rating this like as an thing overall, I tried to look at it as like a mixtape, and I listened to a lot of mixtapes, and I honestly had a really fun time with this one. I thought we got to see like you guys said, like 3 different sides of the same person, and having those distinct sounds come through in here. I feel like it is a pretty good showcase of what this guy can do, because I feel like that's what mixtapes are more about than anything else. You know, they're kind of a showcase of what everything you can do. So having all of it in this like digestible format is pretty cool. But like as an album, it really isn't cohesive.
I will say, how often do you listen to a whole mixtape from track 1 to the end?
Almost every day.
You go
Mixtape
pop on
or
like
album?
No, I'm talking about like a rap mixtape. I love MF Doom. Dude's got like 12 of them. I don't think I sit and listen to 1 through whatever track ever.
Whenever
I
I
have a
turn
playlist
on-
full of random ones, but I don't know that I can listen to a full
I have
mixtape.
this CD I bought at a peddler's mall that says like Ron Weasley's Wizarding Mix, that is in my constant rotation because it's one of my favorite mixtapes I've ever heard. I don't know, man. I kind of agree with Carson here. You know,
That better end up at this house.
I'll have to
soon.
I'll have to find it. It's
That
really
also to me sounds like a mix. To me, a mixtape versus a mixed CD, wildly different. A mixtape is one concept across X amount of songs.
what you just said is an album. That's an album.
Not particularly.
I mean, you're talking about like, are we talking about like one artist that does a variety of styles, or
Yeah,
okay?
that's what this is to me. And a mixed CD is what you sounded like you described with your
Yeah,
Ron.
yeah, no, that
every
is-
playlist is a mixtape.
right, exactly.
If we're gonna get technical, this is not a playlist. This is a bunch of things in one focalized area.
I mean, sort of.
This looks like a playlist I would make like 5 years ago.
Right. I mean, yeah. This
Everything playlist.
just sounds like. I mean, and it was the sounds, and it was like a good time. You know, this was put together to enjoy. And as much as I hate to say, I agree with Carson. I think he nailed it this week. You know, the weird one. Yeah, I know. Yeah, enjoy yourself there. I really, I just had a good time this week. I think that's how we ended up at the 8 we had, and it's a rare one because like, as much as I want to look at and I want to agree with you, and I'm going to go the rules. I don't think the rules exist for a mixtape, and we just don't do enough of this kind of thing to have a precedent here. So I enjoyed myself today.
It means we get to make our own rules, Carl.
As I keep stepping on the cable. Sorry.
You've been beating that cable up. Yeah, we're in a little bit of like unknown waters here because we've done one compilation ever and then decided that's a bad idea. Let's never do that again. And this isn't really a compilation, but this is kind of its own thing with its own definition that we don't fully know in the context of the show yet. But
Clearly, Logan and I completely disagree about what's a
I
mixtape.
think the way I'm looking at it is the last compilation we did was a greatest hits. Essentially, every compilation is a greatest hits. This is not. This is a project. This is not a compilation. This is not a mixtape. This is a project.
I think this is a business card with a
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah,
of a
exactly.
love letter.
It's like this is, to me, this is a demo reel or something like this is what I would hand to the club to go, this is what I do. And I think that's a lot of my dignification is, or not my dignification, my justification
Yeah.
is half of this. If I was a club manager, I would say, don't ever fucking bring this to me. The other half, I would say, if you play this in my club every night, you get $2,000 a week.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. I mean, this is the point. We
Oh
sit
yeah,
here and
yeah.
talk.
I'm not debating you. I think that's. I'm just explaining. Like we're so both right.
Right. This is such a weird, divisive thing.
uncharted
And
territories.
we don't do enough of them, and I'll be the first one to tell you I am not a person that knows very much or anything about hip hop. That's a huge blind spot for me that I want to continue getting better at. And as long as I can keep hearing things I enjoy, I'm going to keep going that way. So
it's funny, you got hip hop for Carl's blind spot, you got club music for my blind spot, but unfortunately you got hip hop for my not blind spot. You got the type of hip hop that I've worked with too. That's the problem. But you know, I had a good time with this album. I don't have too much to say that hasn't already been said and fought about. So
Yeah. If I were to say anything, just from here on out, I think rap, stick to EPs. Club, stick to albums. If you want to do both, if you want to see commercial success, I think that's the way to do it. Hit the underground scene for rap. That's where you'll see the most success. Hit the overground. Hit the mainstream for your club music. There isn't exactly a giant mainstream for club music outside of like Europe.
say it's getting there. It's
I-
working, not quickly, but it's working its
I
way.
would say
over
it's
here.
just for the time being. Yeah, it's you'll hit huge in Europe and make your way over,
Mhm.
and that's just
I can definitively say that mixed genres does not work on an album. If you look at any artist that does it well, you want to look at Beck, or you want to look at, you could even look at Taylor Swift. You could look at people that change their sounds and evolve, or you could look at people that just have a lot of different styles and do different things. They do whole projects that lay out, and yes, you'll still be able to hear it's them, and there's still continuity sometimes, and there's still flavors of things, but it's really hard to have this many variances and get it as a cohesive picture.
You know what?
I'm not saying it doesn't work
No, I think
sometimes,
I think I
but
figured it out. So the reason this has 3 different styles on it is so that he can send it out to people and get third-party reviews on which parts are working, which might be exactly what this is.
all right. You want your review right here? R&B, the move, the absolute definitive move. Then club, then rap.
we're I would actually say producer, and then go down, because
All right, yeah, that's the real move.
because none of these tracks were bad at all. It's just putting them together as a thing is just, I don't know. It was just kind of an interesting project or mixtape, or, I mean, I had a great time. There's great energy. everything felt good on the album. There were no obvious glaring things that were driving me nuts. Just I don't know, it doesn't work as a whole picture here. So that's why we're sitting here arguing.
Yeah. I think much to Carl's point, this isn't a picture, but a collection of pictures. And it's hard to turn the page and look at the whole thing. But I think this is definitely a great showcase of skill, talent, stepping stones at the least, and hopefully stepping stones towards the more passionate side of this project, which definitely seems to be having fun. That if there's any passion to take away from this, it is the having fun aspect, because I don't think there was a single time I ever was like, this guy's miserably making music. We've listened to a few albums where they are miserably making music. Not this one.
I listen to people doing that every day. I work in music retail. I know what it's like.
Yep. Gotta pay the bills. What are we listening to next week?
Next week, we're listening to A Christmas Carol by Majestica.
Let's
for
go.
Our yearly Christmas review. We're doing it a week early this year. We had a band who wants us to review their album that can't do it next week, so we swapped them and the Christmas week. So a very Majestica Christmas is on its way.
That means traditionally we will do Secret Satan next week. I mean Santa.
Yep.
Let's hope.
Hopefully.
We're
fingers
cutting it
crossed.
close. But
Yeah, and with that being said, don't forget to head over to our Album Book Club Fourth Wall store and check out our Album Book Club varsity hoodies, our matching hats, as well as all seasons prior merch, and our Album Book Club mugs. What's another cool piece of merch I never shout out? Go check out Connor's t-shirt. That's a thing that exists. It's a cool white shirt with just our plain disc on it. Super low pro, super cheap and affordable.
You did your spiel again. Now it's time for mine. Especially if you've made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit all the buttons for us. Whatever button you see down there, just go ahead and press it. I appreciate it.
Not unsubscribe.
Well, yeah,
If
don't.
dislike one,
Yeah, never
I
mind.
wouldn't
Yeah,
do,
Yeah,
don't.
it's a little red button.
Yeah, don't.
Maybe
Yeah, don't-
be selective about the buttons you hit.
Don't hit dislike. Instead, tell us to skin ourselves and hit the like button.
Yep.
Yeah. Leave comments. Anything.
All comments are good comments.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Whoa.
I disappeared. Whatever I said was so bad that I was gone forever.
As you deserve to be.
All right. Well. Bye. I love you.
I bet the screen is paused. Yep.